So we created this new Class E designation that comes with a fine. That money will then be pumped back into the services, the substance use services part of this. So it'll move into the account with the marijuana dollars and help to fund the services.
At this month's local Alcohol and Drug Planning Committee meeting, Wes Rivers from Oregon Health Authority outlined how the newly enacted Measure 110 is being implemented and also gave an overview on the kinds of treatment services that are being offered as a result of the bill.
There are 5 major actions that Measure 110 does. So establishes the Oversight and Accountability Council, which is a 22-member body who is responsible for the distribution of funding from the marijuana dollar account, known as the Drug Treatment and Recovery Account, to communities to support treatment and recovery services. It establishes a telephone ARC, Addiction Recovery Center, as named in the law. It's a telephone line that provides 24/7 triage and intake for folks looking for services. It also acts as a way in which folks can get a citation dismissed for possession of small amounts of controlled substances. Secondly, it establishes the services, right, by which the OAC is funding. So the Addiction Recovery Center, which is supposed to be one in every CCO region. It's just one in every geographic CCO region, not necessarily tied to the CCO. And that's, again, the same concept as the statewide telephone line, but having a regional entry point for folks to call, get health screening and comprehensive behavioral health assessment, as well as getting linked to case management and an intensive intervention plan. Those are kind of the service elements. For drug penalties, it creates the Class E violation, this is what most people hear about, is the decriminalization of small amounts of controlled substances. So in the criminal code, it creates this Class E designation for those small amounts and equates it to a fine. And then allows for a person who is in need of services to go out and reach out to one of these ARCs and get that fine deferred if they get the screening that is required. The marijuana dollars is the main source of funding for this approach. So it shifts money from the existing marijuana expenses and moves that over to the drug treatment recovery account to help pay for these services. Really quickly, I do want to say that we have had quite a bit of legislation shift as to when the deliverables for this act are. So I'm going to just show you on a timeline. So February 1st, we established the OAC, the Oversight and Accountability Council, as well as the statewide telephone line. The new legislation had pushed us back to September 1st. It was originally July 1st, but September 1st, the council will have to have adopted rules for these addiction recovery centers and the grants. And then by January 1st, they have to be up and running. So we will have to have the burns established by January 1st, 2022. Then they'll be fully operational, and we will move to a place where we are collecting information that we can submit to the Secretary of State for an audit. The last things I want to say really quickly around the criminal justice aspect of this. So we created this new Class E designation that comes with a fine. That money will then be pumped back into the services, the substance use services part of this. So it'll move into the account with the marijuana dollars and help to fund the services. The only other big important thing is it brings youth into the law. So there was a lot of concern about youth being left out or the parity between juvenile justice and adult justice. So youth are able to participate in the program for any reason. They would be able to call the line just like anyone else and get a screening and assessment.